Hello and welcome on this new day on Cigre 2024. Today we have again many interviews and I hope you will enjoy this day. Hello everyone and thank you for being with us today on Cigre TV for a new interview with our new guest, and this new guest is Pascal MUELLER. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us, as you have been Chair of Study Committee A2, Power Transformers and Reactors for 4 years, and you are re-elected for 2 more years. Congratulations on that, first of all. And could you please tell us how was this past 4 years as Chair of Study Committee A2?
So my start was quite easy because I had a good discussion with the former chair about structure of study committee and also about issues, problems and new ideas. So my start was quite easy, and then I started to organize my new team, and because I'm since 2006 in Cigre, it was easy to find good specialists to create my new team. And after that I had really the big chance to concentrate more on strategic and management thing to be a chair and not in details.
And to know more in details, what was the role of Study Committee A2 regarding the current challenges of the energy transition?
Well, the energy transition we already saw in 2020 when we created the new strategic advisory group in my study committee, that it's a big thing. So we created two new advisory groups like digitalization and lower voltage application on transformers. And so we got the chance to come away from a typical vertical structure in an organization to more vertical. It means we had a lot of contact with other study committees on left and on right hand side, and as well with organizations like IEEE or CIRET.
Okay. And could you explain to us what is the work of Study Committee A2 and what is its aim goals?
Well, we see us as a service provider, and so we follow the challenge, and we have a strategy which is open for everybody on our website, and on this strategy we work more than once a year, and so we can define our direction for the new working groups or the new events we will support.
Thank you very much, Pascal. Hello everyone and welcome on the Cigre TV set, our beautiful Cigre TV set for new interviews today, and we are with Pierre van Dijk. Hello Pierre.
Hi.
As you've been Chair of Study Committee B2, Overhead Lines, for 2 years, could you please tell us how was this past 2 years precisely?
The last 2 years have been extremely busy, very interesting. As you may guess, I came back in this position just after the pandemic. So because of the pandemic, the progress of the working group reports was a little bit affected. But at the same time, we learned to be more agile with virtual meetings. So I would say that today we are more agile and progressing more swiftly. Okay. And also during the last 2 years, we published our 5th Green Book, dedicated to compact overhead lines. Also we published in 2023 3 technical brochures. I expect that we'll publish 3 more in 2024, and we'll reach the mark of for the next technical brochure. We'll reach the mark of our 100th technical brochure, which is a great achievement. Okay. And so we started. We launched 4 working groups since the beginning of 2024. And lastly, next year in March, we will join the Cigre initiative, Cigre Academy initiative, and we'll give tutorials in Ghana, where I hope we will be able to establish a good relationship with utilities, industries, and academic.
Many things. Thank you. And could you explain to us what is the work of the Study Committee B2 on a daily basis, and what is its aim goal?
Yes, with 550 experts from 45 countries and more than, in fact, 33 working group actually. Study Committee B2 is a very big group. But fortunately, I have a good team behind me to help me manage Study Committee B2. For example, Vivek Shari, who is the secretary of B2, helps me to deal with the day-to-day emails and everything for B2. Also, Shala Hassan is the convener of the Customer Advisory Group. So he takes care of the term of reference that we receive before we start a new working group. And also, I have 4 conveners for Technical Advisory Group. The first one being TAG 04, led by Javier Iglesias on electrical performance. The second one, TAG 05, on foundation and insulators and foundations, led by Joe da Silva. The third one led by Marta Landera on mechanical behavior of mechanical behavior of conductors and accessories, TAG 06. And then finally TAG 07, led by Balint Nemeth on asset management, including robotics. Just finishing, I want to invite everybody to Montreal next year, where Cigre Canada and Quebec will host a symposium 2025 in September, October. And we'll be very happy. I hope everybody will be there. Thank you.
We are this year in Paris and next year in Montreal, so that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
Hello and thank you for being with us today on Cigre TV with our new guest, and this is Koji KAWAKITA. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for being with us.
Nice to meet
As you have been the chair of Study Committee B3, Substation and Electrical Installation for 6 years, I would like to know, could you please tell us how did your term go?
Yeah, when I was nominated in the 6 years ago, it seems a long journey. But however, after 6 years, it will be a nice challenging in the everyday various activities. Yeah. So its time passed very quickly. Its time goes in the wind.
Okay, thanks. And could you explain us what is the work of Study Committee B3 on a daily basis, and what is its main goals?
The B3 goals, as B3 goals, we aim to provide the place to the substation engineers to share experience, knowledge, and knowledge sharing. That's kind of our works.
And what were your most memorable moments as a chair of Study Committee B3, if you have many moments that you want to explain to us? And will you still be involved also in Cigre as an active member after us being a chair?
There are so many good memories in these 6 years, but in one I forget about memories is the 2021 centenary session, because it's at the time is under COVID-19 situation. But the Cigre Central Office and the chair and the limited expert gathered to here in Paris, and they provide and celebrate 100th anniversary of the Cigre session, entirely remotely session. In that time, we are recognized. We are recognized in like a unified of the Cigre of the event. So it's reminded us importance of the Cigre again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are also the general manager of engineering of transmission department. How was the impact of your career on your position as a chair at the Cigre?
Yes. Through the Cigre activities, I learned a lot of things behind a substation. So that's kind of what I learned in the Cigre, I bring back to my company business. So that is many good opportunities to learn a lot of things.
Thank you very much for the interview. And now I want to finish this interview by saying something about the new chair who will take your place soon.
Oh, yes. I'm passing my baton to my dear friend and my colleague, McVEY. He's a new Study Committee B3 chair soon after this Paris session. And he's a very expertise person and a very high ethical standard person. So that I convinced he will advance the future in the business in the Study Committee B3.
Thank you very much, Koji.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be with you on Cigre TV for a new interview with our new guest, and this is McVEY. Hello Mark.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us. Alors, first of all, we wish to congratulate you for the new role as Chair of Study Committee B3. How did you receive the news?
I was absolutely honored to be asked to be part of this and to take over the leadership role. I had a small leadership role before, and so this was fantastic.
As you are an active member of IEE, IEC, and Cigre, could you tell us a bit more about your work in these three organizations?
Yes, I'm the past chair of the IEEE Capacitor Subcommittee and all of the standards for those group. I'm the U.S. National Chair for IEC for TC33, so I'm the voting chair for the U.S. for all IEC standards on capacitors. But I've been involved in substations and substations work for quite a long time in that area, which takes me right into the work that I've been able to do with Cigre.
Okay, thank you. And what are the three most important actions that you would like to take in place in Cigre, in the committee B3, that now you are the new chair?
I think the first is the NGN. It's so important to Cigre for us to build on the next generation and to increase the membership that we have to get out the word and train the energy professionals in the world and what's going to be in the next generation with grid transformation. The second part, I think, is to work with the experts on life cycle assessment and asset management. We're trying to figure out exactly what equipment and what technologies that we need going forward in order to have an efficient and clean grid. And then that takes me right into where we want to have is low power solutions that also are energy efficient, just in time, because supply chain issues are a real problem in this grid transformation. And I think there's lots of experts that can help us with that.
There's great challenges.
Yes.
And what the current challenges for you, the most important in substation and electrical installation, if you can tell us some challenges that you have to face with?
I think the biggest challenge that we have is that it's that transition. We talked about knowledge transfer and the next generation. We have a lot of the expertise that's leaving the industry, and so how do we capture that and bring that knowledge back? But also there are new needs and new tools. The digitization of the grid is something different than when I was first growing up in the industry. So the monitoring, the analytics, machine learning, robotics, all of that goes into substation design, cradle to grave. And so I think that's an important part of what we do.
Thank you for all this explanation and for the interview, Mark.
You're welcome.
Hello everyone and welcome on our TV set for new interviews with our new guest. This is Vera SILVA. Hello Vera.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us. So I will present you. You are the Chief Strategy and Technology Officer for GE Vernova's electrification system business. Could you introduce us to your main area of responsibility in the company?
I look after the strategy plan across the electrification businesses, so very linked to Cigre activities, and I'm also leading the research and development on new technology across the company.
Thank you. And one of the main topics here at Cigre Paris 2024 is energy transition, as you know. Can you share your view on the urgent power system ramp-up?
It's been indeed an amazing period. We have, on the one hand, the need to connect renewable energy faster for energy security reasons, so that's one of the drivers. The second one is the increase in demand, electrification, is at the heart of the energy transition. More electrical demand requires a much bigger investment in grid.
Thanks. And you talk about power systems of systems. Could you tell us more about that? And if any of these technologies are showcased here at the trade show in Paris this year?
The power system is not one system. It's a collection of systems that interact in real time. In many cases, we're going to have a grid where we're going to have a DC meshed grid connected, such as multi-terminal MVDC, showcased here, as well as all the systems that are dealing with the grid controls, digital substations, autonomous controls, or grid OS, such as orchestration of the grid. All these systems come together and they are showcased here.
Great, thank you for this explanation. And do you see any fundamental technology areas for the power system evolution precisely?
More than ever. So we're looking at making the system more sustainable. So replacement of SF6 gases on high voltage equipment, key priority. We're accelerating the connection of renewables, including offshore, HVDC with multiple terminals, DC grids, another essential area, and we're deploying flexibility at all layers of the grid with artificial intelligence support, new software tools. So we're really transforming the grid on all its aspects at the moment.
And to finish the interview, I would like to know, in your opinion, what are the benefits of attendance, participation at the Cigre Paris session 2024?
Such as for the first time Cigre took place, we're facing a period where we need to invest in grid and we need to attract talent and new people to work together. We can only do it as a collective partnership between customers, suppliers, competitors, organizations, and Cigre is really the place to bring this community together.
We will achieve goals only together.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Vera, and I hope you will have a good session here in Paris.
For sure. Thank you.
Well, welcome to all of you. My name is Rene SMEETS. I'm special reporter in Study Committee A3, and I would like to give you some information about a rundown on the general discussion meeting we had in the field of A3. By the way, A3 is on substation equipment in medium and high voltage. Well, what is one of the important topics, maybe the important topics, and also a buzz topic on these days Cigre event, is SF6 replacement. As you know, SF6 is a very strong greenhouse gas, and a lot of efforts are being done to replace the SF6 gas with alternatives. Due to the fact that we have competing solutions, two competing technical solutions for the replacement of the SF6 gas, you can imagine that the discussion on the pros and cons of both technologies are very lively. And this was actually also reflected in our group discussion, from which it must be clear that not a final solution has been achieved yet. Well, and a second very important point is, of course, and that is not only close to the heart of Study Committee A3, but also to many other study committees, is digitalization. We have a lot of different equipment in service, and we want to know what is the actual condition of this. So that means we must first of all derive important information on the status of the equipment, and on the other hand we must store the data. So what is a new trend we learned is to come to centralized databases. And the big advantage of the centralized databases is that first of all a lot of data is available in one place, which means it is possible to mine the data, use some artificial intelligence means. Well, there is a lot of saying about artificial intelligence, of course, but one of the things that was remarked by one of the speakers, that we must not forget to keep the human intelligence supervising the artificial intelligence as far it is now. Well, the other key point, of course, is that sensors are playing a very important role now. These sensors are the interface between the physical world and the digital world. So the reliability of these sensors is a very important point, and it was very strongly discussed in the GDM. One of the key sensors that was mentioned, maybe the word sensor is not the right thing, is the instrument transformers, because these devices give us always up-to-date information on the actual current and voltage, thus on the status of the grid. So that means these instrument transformers are becoming more and more important. So digital and optical devices come in service now, and especially since more higher harmonics are entering the system, especially by the use of power electronics, and these things can be more and more important. So with that, I would like to conclude. Please look at our general report, look at our special report to get more information on these important developments in this field of substation equipment. Thank you.
I think it's a great opportunity for us Condis to showcase our products, being able to meet people, key people that are attending the events.
Cigre is a beautiful platform to take and absorb many technologies across the power sectors at one place, and which will be useful for implementation in their respective area.
It's interesting to see that the people are coming here really interested in knowing more about technology, the companies, what are the vision for all of them.
We've been here for a few days now. I hope you had good meetings, good sharing, good talking with different kind of people. I'll see you always on Cigre TV, so stay with us.